Vitamin D, vitamin D. Everyone's talking about vitamin D. You need it. It's critical to your health. And unfortunately, a lot of people are deficient in vitamin D. And often the solution is to take a dietary supplement. But is there a time when you should not take vitamin D? In general, people with the following conditions should be careful when considering taking vitamin D supplements. People with high blood calcium or phosphorus levels, heart problems, kidney disease, sarcoidosis, tuberculosis. If you have one of these conditions, it's highly recommended that you do not take vitamin D supplements without first consulting with your doctor. Now, for clarity, we're talking about any form of vitamin D, including vitamin D3. And now there is also such a thing as vitamin D toxicity. The technical term is actually called hypervitaminosis D. If you have vitamin D toxicity, then obviously you should not be taking more vitamin D in supplement form. Vitamin D toxicity is rare, so I don't want anyone being overly fearful about this. But it is a potentially serious condition that happens when you have excessive amounts of vitamin D in your body. Now, you can't get too much vitamin D from sunlight. One interesting side note is that your body produces about 25,000 IU per day in the skin. It's also incredibly difficult to get too much vitamin D from food. Your body regulates the amount of vitamin D produced by sun exposure, and foods, even vitamin D fortified foods, they just don't contain very much or large amounts of vitamin D. For the most part, too much vitamin D is a result of taking supplements in too high a dose. According to the Mayo Clinic, the main consequence of vitamin D toxicity is a buildup of calcium in your body, hypercalcemia, which can cause nausea and vomiting, weakness, and frequent urination. Vitamin D toxicity might progress to bone pain and kidney problems such as the formation of calcium stones. So if taking too much vitamin D can result in vitamin D toxicity or hypervitaminosis D, how much should you take? And how much is too much? Well, I'm glad you asked. Once again, let's refer to the Mayo Clinic. They say taking 60,000 international units, or IU, a day of vitamin D for several months has been shown to cause toxicity. This level is many times higher than the US recommended dietary allowance, or RDA. So this gives us a frame of reference from 600 to 60,000 international units. 600 is the recommended daily allowance. Hopefully no one is taking 60,000 IU of vitamin D, but that's a big range, so let's narrow it down a little bit. The Institute of Medicine has placed the recommended daily allowance, or RDA, at 600 IU for kids and adults ages 14 to 70 and 800 IU, or international units, per day for people over 70. Other experts advocate for higher doses, especially because vitamin D deficiency can be so common. For example, the Endocrine Society recommends up to 1,500 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily for adults, while others suggest a daily dose of up to 4,000 to 5,000 IU for the same reason. Now, most information that I found in preparing for this video suggests that the upper limit for most people should be right around 4,000 IU per day, while taking 4,000 and even 5,000 IU per day has been shown to be safe, and at least one study in long-term hospitalized patients over 7 years concluded that long-term supplementation with vitamin D in doses ranging from 5,000 to 50,000 IUs per day appears to be safe. If you're worried about vitamin D levels, you can get a blood test to measure those levels, and then those levels can be monitored over time, and your doctor can recommend how much you should take.